Welcome to our official first off-season episode.
Yes, it's good to be back. Good
Absolutely.
to be here. Let's get on the way.
Let's go. We'll start off with something that we haven't had a chat about for maybe a couple of weeks.
It.
We've both been itching.
I know.
We've both been itching, and we're like, we have to actually bring this in and talk about it this week. So we'll start off with our beloved Pies and Blues.
Absolutely. Away you go.
So our best and fairest happened the other night.
Yep.
Darcy Cameron took it out to maybe a lot of people's surprise.
Shock, yeah. Bit of a shock.
You asked me just off camera, you're just like, are you surprised Darcy Cameron won it? And I'm like, nah, not really surprised.
Interesting.
But I think he deserved it. I think he played a great season. I think the only person that I would have thought would have come closer was Jamie Elliott.
I was surprised by that, but it makes sense. He kicked 60 goals. He had a really good season, and he kicked a lot of important goals in big moments in big games this year. So it was very important to your team.
To your credit, you said he carried us a lot.
He did carry you guys, yeah. And you also said he carried you guys in the two finals, and I agree.
I mean,
he won so many games off his boots, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I want to ask you something about the best and fairest. We're sort of going left field here. I'm sure you would have heard of Craig McRae's comments
about Nick
Dacos. Any issues with that as a Pies man?
Absolutely not. I don't think it aged that well, to be completely honest.
Because it happened right at the start of the best and fairest.
And then Nick Dacos didn't end up winning the best and fairest, which kind of, in my eyes, low-key also justified him not winning the Brownlow. I think we've been saying, even before the Brownlow happened, we were saying that he had a great start to his season.
Yep.
The middle part of the season he was great, but once I think the team started falling off, he had a couple of good games, don't get me wrong, but I don't think that consistency that he started the season off with.
No, especially that back end of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm not surprised that he didn't win it. Listen, it's Nick Dacos. He's 22.
He's going to win every award in the competition.
He's going to probably break the record for the amount of best and fairest.
There's no doubt.
Yeah, Scott Pendlebury and Nathan Buckley, he's coming for
Watch
your record.
Out.
But yeah, DC won the best and fairest.
Congratulations, Darcy Cameron.
Absolutely. I think Loki, he made the All-Australian squad of
He
40.
should have been in the All-Australian team. That's my view anyway. We had him in our team.
We had him in our team, but
that's the only team that counts.
But yeah, he won the best and fairest. I think the top three were him, Dacos, and Isaac Quaynor.
Surprisingly. But he had a good season. He really did have a good season. Yeah.
To be honest.
He's ready to take his game to the next level, Isaac Quaynor.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I don't know who I was having this conversation with, but someone said that he should probably get a run in the midfield.
Cheat last week.
Yeah, there you go. So I think, he's built his game and his level a little further up than it was. He had a great 23 season. I think the whole team just had a shit season in 24. But yeah, this year I think he's probably been one of the most consistent players in our team. So I'm not surprised by his top three finish. But yeah, that was the best and fairest for Collingwood. You have a question to ask?
Not so much. Now you've recapped the best and fairest. Trade periods are about to kickstart, and I know Collingwood are front and centre every trade period. It's
even when they have no business.
Every player is somehow connected to the Collingwood Magpies. So
I mean, we have two big news that have come out of. What has it been? The trade period hasn't started.
It's been a week. It hasn't started.
At the time of the recording of this episode, but Elliott re-signed.
Yes, big news.
Great news. 2 more years, I think, possibly with a trigger for a third.
That's good.
I think Collingwood upped their offer by almost 150k or something
to
finally reward a 60 goal season by him.
He's earned it.
So yeah, great news that popped up during the week. I think everybody was like, if they get to the best and fairest, and they don't make a decision, him and Mychek more so. They might be on the outer. Elliott popped up a couple of days before that, said, "Yep, I'm re-signing." The other big news is Mychek has accepted an offer from Melbourne and he's moving on.
3 years, I think.
Yep, on a lot more money than what Collingwood.
Melbourne finally get a forward. Since 2021, that's all they've wanted.
I agree.
A forward. They've had to settle for Brody Mychek.
That's what I was about to say. Like, I agree with the whole idea of them getting a forward. I think he'll help, to be honest. I think he'll help. I think Jacob Van Rooyen is a young gun that they have down there. I think he'll help him. I think Harrison Petty, they've tried up there. Hasn't worked.
Jacob Van Rooyen as well. Hasn't really worked.
So I'm saying he might actually help Jacob Van Rooyen actually develop
even with
a
their
little
forward craft. So
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, Checkers has moved on. Premiership player, 5-time leading goal kicker. Probably been the most hard-working servant of this club for a while
great
now.
Great servant of football, great servant of the Collingwood Football Club.
Yeah.
And Tasmanian as well.
Yes.
Big fan of Tasmanians.
I think if he was a little younger, he might have actually gone down to Tasmania.
I'm sure he'll get a coaching gig or something.
Yeah, probably.
Back into his career. Maybe he gets an extra year.
Yeah, I mean, he's got 3 years, and if his body holds up,
plays one more year, could be their first year. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And in saying that, and Myercheck leaving, I think who the hell's going to replace him now in our team? There's a young kid, by the name of Charlie West.
Charlie West. Played a couple of games this year, didn't he?
He played one game and got injured.
Okay.
And we haven't seen him since, but he had a great first half of the year in the VFL. Kicked a couple of bags in that time. Kicked the winning goal. I believe it was against Sandringham or someone in the VFL. But he's been highly touted, I guess, looked at to be the next Brodie Myercheck replacement. 19 or 20, I think he is.
Yeah, and young key forwards take a little bit of time to come through the ranks, so it takes time for them to sort of develop and whatnot.
And get their craft
going. Could be next season. He could be.
Yeah. I mean, I hope they play him next. I think we need
play him for 15, 18 games next season.
Yeah,
figure it out.
I think we should start injecting some youth into our team now. Myercheck's left, Hoskin Elliott's retired, so that forward line actually needs some new blood in it. So. Yeah, that might be potentially the replacement. Hopefully, Dan McStay has a better season than he did.
There'll be a lot of pressure on him.
Definitely, especially now that Myercheck's gone. Like it'll be he's front and center, the vocal point of that forward line. Membry kind of did his job for the most part.
Membry's, even if he has a bad season next year, he came in.
He's more of a workhorse.
You certainly got value out of Membry, regardless of what happens next year.
And a couple of other names or big names that have kind of been, told, hey, explore your options. Mason Cox and Tom Mitchell, 2 premiership players. They've been informed by Collingwood to explore their options. I think Mason Cox is still kind of on the fringe. They might potentially still give him one more year. Our rock stocks, even though they're not horrible, they're not the greatest.
He was okay in the prelim,
the qualifying final, in the prelim. He didn't play bad.
Didn't play bad at all.
I still think we should keep him. Now that I think about it, I used to be the biggest anti Mason Cox fan. I'll be honest.
2 big finals. He's done. He's done all right.
Yeah, and he's a great second ruckman. He actually. I realized when McStay got dropped and he got brought in late in the season, I realized he actually helps create contests.
Even if you have him as insurance for Darcy Cameron.
Absolutely, because Darcy Cameron goes down, we're finished, honestly.
Insurance policy.
He's been told, explore your options, but I'm hearing a good chance that he might get a... Tom Mitchell, on the other hand, I don't think so. I think he's basically like, go look somewhere else, or if not, like, we can't help you type thing. So it'll be very interesting to see how that all unfolds. One last thing I'll mention before we move on to Bailey Humphries, which could be a perfect segue to the Carlton stuff as well. He's trying to get poached out of Gold Coast by Collingwood,
Carlton and Melbourne.
Yep. 3 massive Victoria teams.
He was caught catching up with Nathan Jones and Stephen King.
Yep. Apparently, he visited Collingwood down at Olympic Park. From
I haven't heard anything about what Carlton
Alexander
are doing.
Maguire. So, interesting to see how that goes. And speaking of Carlton,
just quickly before we move on to Carlton, I'm itching to talk about Carlton.
Yep.
Quick fire. There's Stephen May and Clayton Oliver. Quick questions.
Ooh.
Yes or Clayton Oliver? Yes or no?
Yes.
Stephen May? Yes or no? Bang bang. Okay.
I just think we need the depth, even though Oliver, I think, would be a great addition regardless. Yeah. Stephen May, I think we need the depth. I get like this year. If Howe goes down, Frampton, any of them go down, you can just make
insurance policy.
Yeah, and you can just make Frampton and all of those guys actually fight for their spot rather than being guaranteed a spot because we don't have a choice. So yes to both of them.
Okay.
Even though Stephen May talked shit about Collingwood in the past, bring him down.
Collingwood fans have long memories.
You've been saying that, and we sure do. The Carlton Blues.
Yes, the Carlton Blues. And now one man we've been talking about for weeks now on this podcast, from months actually. I'll go back to episode 5 or 6 where we've been talking about this guy.
Yep.
Charlie Curnow. What do we do? And my view has been all over the place, man. My head's been a mess with what we do about Charlie. I've been thinking about him in my... What do we do about Charlie Curnow?
He is stressing us out.
So my view really is if we do not get a star, and I said this last week, and I think it's probably the thing. If we don't get good value, if we don't win the trade on Charlie Curnow, he stays.
You don't want it to be a break even?
No, I don't even want to break even purely because I want us to contend next year. I know last week I did say...
Yeah, I was going to say, do you actually believe you guys are going to contend next year?
I think I have to. And I don't know if that's enough.
You know, optimism, fair enough.
Yeah, and this is Michael Voss's last chance. They're giving Michael Voss another year because they think we can contend.
Yeah.
But the reason I think they're not so hesitant to let Charlie go and take the draft picks is because the club deep down believes it can contend. So I don't want a player that's going to take a couple of years to come through. So I know last week I said Jed Walter and their first rounder. No, forget it. I want Ben King. I want a star from Sydney. Give us a player that is going to jump in, go bang from round one.
I have a question for you.
That's my view on Charlie. And it might change next week.
If Sydney, let's take Sydney for an example right now. If let's say Charlie was to go to Sydney, if they sent down Joel Amati and Ollie Florent and let's say a first round pick,
Hayden McLean, there's rumours of Hayden McLean too.
So one of those big forwards or big guys that they have with Ollie Florent and because I've heard Ollie
Florent's name's keep popping.
So and a first rounder for Charlie Curnow, would you take that right now?
Probably not, man. Probably not.
Your bargaining chips are very high, brother. Your bargaining chips are very high.
I really want a lot for Charlie, and I want a star for Charlie because we know what he can do. He's a 60-plus goal season.
I agree. He's a two-time Coleman medalist.
And you throw him in, like Kane Corn said, any team you put him on that with a decent midfield, he's going to go bang.
I agree wholeheartedly. I definitely agree. It's just I don't know if anybody's willing to give up
and that's
what
fair.
you guys want or what you think.
And if he goes next year, we'll probably get less. But
okay, then I'll ask you this: would you rather him go next year?
No, he can go next year because then next year we'll either know whether we're actually going to contend or we're going to have to rebuild properly. But next year is
fair enough.
We'll move on. Another thing I want to come across is Carlton and search for another mid. Yeah, there's always whispers, and this is a whisper I'll throw out there.
Yeah,
Zach Butter's name just won't go away.
Zach Butters is almost linked to every Victoria team.
The name is not going away. I think he's a pre-agent, so he's not. He'll be a free
next year
agent
he'll be a free agent. Yep.
So Port Adelaide could maximise trade value on him by trading him now. We've got pick 9 and pick 19, which we got as a result of free agency for JSOS and TDK.
Yep.
I don't know whether you throw that out there and dangle another.
You guys also need. You guys might trade out those compensation picks because you need them for
next season. Cody Walker. Cody Walker, exactly.
Okay, so
and he's expected to go top 3 next year as well.
So you will definitely need to trade out those picks.
But
I don't know players.
Somehow we do a trade where we move Charlie on and Butters. Is that what you're going?
Or even Cripps.
Yeah. No, you can't let go of Cripps.
I mean, not let go, but let's say Cripps comes to the end of next year. Let's say you guys are in the mud at the end of next year. Right? And Cripps goes, hey, if you guys just send me to West Coast, I'll free up your salary cap, get a couple of picks for it.
Mutual agreement, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't mean get rid of him. I mean, you guys agree that, hey, like, we need to actually properly regenerate this list now. So, like, we can actually get rid of some of these stars and kind of just, work around it.
If it's a mutual thing, absolutely. Because Cripps is a real stalwart.
I agree. Like, I don't think you guys should get rid of him. It's just more so if it's going to benefit, like what Sam Mitchell and stuff did late in their careers. Something to help the club, or even the Charlie situation, but I don't know where Port can get involved.
I don't know
with the Charlie stuff. So
a couple of other things I want to talk about relating to Carlton. I did touch on TDK and Sauce. Now
they're finally
gone.
Officially,
they're
gone.
Bye. Piss off out of my football club. Respectfully. I'm glad they're gone, man. Respectfully, I know I shouldn't. Yeah,
you're just sick of the rumors and hearing about it, and
just the emotions. Move them on, man. I wish them all the best.
Yeah,
we can't wait to play them next year, but they're gone. We've got the picks, and you know what? Pick 19 for Jack Silvani, I'll take that in a heartbeat.
I actually think they overpaid. The AFL overpaid you guys.
Absolutely,
for that shit.
We shouldn't have got a compensation.
I think his surname paid for that pick. I'll be honest.
I'm very happy with that, man.
His surname got you guys that pick. Simple and plain.
I'm very, very happy with that. And pick 9 or pick 10 for the TDK is probably what he's worth. Maybe on par, maybe a bit unders. Yeah.
Not even unders, to be honest. For the way he's performed, I think it's a bit. But, fair enough. It's TDK.
And we got their salary cap off their books. So, but I do think we do need another replacement for Jack Silvani. And my view is I wouldn't mind if the club had to go at Stephen May.
I think he would fit in very well.
Another defender that can lock down a player. Similar to Weeders.
He is a lockdown
defender. So I wouldn't mind, especially because they haven't offered McGovern another contract, and I don't expect they will.
Would you want McGovern to stay?
Nah, McGovern can go.
Then I think you guys should actually hunt
Stephen May.
Yeah,
so,
like I think you should actually go after May and try.
I wouldn't mind Stephen May, especially if he doesn't cost much in terms of trade capital.
He won't, and I don't think you'll have to pay him that much.
So,
and you can sign him for like 2 years with a trigger for a third. And if his body holds up, that's a win-win.
Exactly. So I'll take Stephen May.
I think you guys also need a second ruckman now.
I don't know. So there's a player from Freo, Liam Reddy.
Yes, I've heard of that.
Supposed to be 202 centimetres, young ruckman. So maybe they're sort of playing. They want him to ruck with Pitternet. I think the back half of this season suggested Pitternet will be the number one ruckman. And I know our mids like Cripps and our mids like rucking with Pitternet because he wins a lot of tab ruck. So I think that's the path they seem to be going with the ruckman or the ruck situation.
Okay.
Another thing I'd probably want to touch on is small forward. I know we got Motlop and Moore and all those.
You were not a big fan of Motlop.
Not a fan. Not a fan. I know, and
a lot of Carlton supporters, when he said he might look to leave, were like, happy for him to leave.
Yeah, it's like the one player every football club has that fans just get very frustrated with.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
For Carlton supporters, it's Motlop.
It's Motlop, yeah.
Because he's got so much talent, and we see the potential.
But it's not.
It just hasn't delivered.
Yeah.
So
I
know he got a 2-year deal, but if we get something else from him in return.
You're happy with that?
Happy, but he's staying at the club. So
what other small forwards would you guys be looking at?
I don't know. I wouldn't have minded if they went after Elliott in hindsight. I
think they
but
did. I don't think he would have came to Carlton.
But I don't really know who's small.
I have a question then.
Roses from Gold Coast. I know he was out there, but
Bailey Humphries is another one.
Humphries,
I don't think he's classified as a small forward.
Yeah, so
what I was going to say is I think we've either had a chat about this or brought it up in the past. Would you be interested if Tom Papley was part of a Charlie Curnow trade? Part of it.
Yeah, maybe. Look, maybe McLean and Papley. That solves two problems.
What if McLean, Papley, and Ollie Florin?
Then I'm like, I know what I say. that is certainly interests me because that fits.
You've got three players that will play in the 22.
Yeah. So
for one player,
that will make us a better team. So maybe in that sense, I might
you know what, Carlton, we found your solution.
We found a solution. So I think and my views on Charlie like mud all over the place.
Yeah, fair enough. There's a player that you wanted to talk about that has been in and out, around, hidden. It's kind of just all over the place this year with Carlton, Elijah Hollands.
Yeah, so Elijah hasn't been.
Elijah
hasn't been offered another contract. So he's got 1 year left on his contract, and the club has told him to explore his options.
That is that term right there is a very interesting term this time of the year. Explore your options.
So, Michael Foster did come out on SEN and confirmed it was related to off-field. And not on field, and it's a shame because he's a really good player on field. Yeah, he is. There was a game against Geelong this season. He had 20 disposals, a couple of goals. Last season, his disposal is the type of player we need. Really, elite kick, can run all day. Great forward to centre, makes good decisions. So it's a shame. Would like to keep him. Because he's so talented, but the club's told to explore his options. There's always some bullshit going on in the background when a player can play well, but the club's like, hey... They said off-season, so I don't know what it is. We're not going to make assumptions.
Absolutely.
Leave it there.
Interesting. So what do you think, or where do you think Carlton's 2026 season is looking like it's going now?
Ooh, that's a great question. I
mean, I'd say based on what's going to happen this trade period.
I think if you ask me where Carlton will finish at the end of next year, I'd probably say 7 or 8.
Ooh, okay.
I think potentially between 6 and 8.
Where did you guys finish this year?
14th or something ridiculous. 13th, 14th, I don't know.
I thought you guys finished 9th or 10th.
No, not even that high.
Not close. Okay.
Maybe not as bad as 14th. Maybe somewhere between 13th and 16th. I don't know.
Okay.
So I think we'll certainly improve. A lot happens on the trade. Depends on the trade table. So we'll see what comes out of the trade table, and then after that, we'll see. We can take it from there. See what we pick up in the draft. So we'll leave it there.